Hi students, welcome back. So now we are going to go to the next topic, which is meta elements. Okay, so basically earlier as I explained, we have our meta elements who act as the information of the website. Okay, which supposed to go within the head tag. Okay, so before that, I'm just going to share with you some notes, okay, that I've posted in class as well. Okay, so we're going to start with syntax on how to write a meta elements. Okay, so basically what is meta elements? You can see here is defined by a meta tag, and it's about an HTML document and always goes within the head. And lastly is it will not be displayed, but it's machine passable. Machine passable, that means when you run your browser, okay, the browser can read the information about your website. Okay, basically it's that. Okay, so now we're going to learn how to insert a meta code. Okay, first of all, you're going to start with a meta tag and then followed by name and content. So as you can see, the name and content is called an attribute. So why is it called an attribute? Because it is located within the HTML tag. Okay, so this meta tag is an HTML tag, and whatever comes within the HTML tag is called an attribute. Okay, so this word is very important. Okay, where each time when they say it's an attribute, you need to understand what is an attribute about. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my previous Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to reuse back whatever I did the previous one. So I'm just going to change this is meta elements. Okay, and then at the same time, let's start coding our meta code. Okay, so we're going to start with meta name equals, and then the double quote, and then you have the content equals double quote. Okay, so this is how you write your meta element code. Okay, so we're going to start. There are a few types of element you need to know. Okay, now we're going to see it one by one. Okay, we're going to go to the first one, which is keywords. Okay, so what is keywords? Basically, when you want to find, when the search engine, okay, let's say you go to Google, you find something, right? And then you want it to link to your website, so you're going to put keywords. Okay, so basically a search engine will search through the website which have the similar keywords, then it will pop up. Okay, that's how Google works lah. So now we put in keywords. Okay, so let's say your website is about selling flowers. Okay, so maybe you can be specific what type of flowers you are selling. So maybe you can put rose, tulips, and then you can put orchid. Example. Okay, so each time you write a keyword, you must have a comma in between. Okay, so rose, tulips, and orchid. So let's say you post your website, okay, in Google, and then when someone finds for rose, so perhaps your website can appear in the search engine as well, because why? You have the keyword of rose, tulips, and orchids. Okay, so make sure you need to emphasize the content. If you are selling food, example food, so that means your keywords should be about food lah. Okay, what you are basically posting up in your website. Okay, so this is about meta name keywords. Okay, so in a HTML file, you can have more than one meta. Okay, so you want to put the next meta, you can press enter, then you put meta name. Next one we're going to go into is description. Okay, so what is description? Basically, to add a description for your web page lah. You want to add a short description for your web page. So you're going to put description, content equals to, let's say you're going to sell, you're selling about flowers, right? So you can put this is a flower website. Example lah. Okay, a very short description about your website. So each time you put a HTML tag, make sure you close the HTML tag. Okay, because in my experience, I noticed quite many students, they just write and they press enter. So if you have an error like this, you can notice the next line will be red in color. If there's an error in your code, there will be always a red color tag like this. So what you need to do is you need to close. Don't forget to close your tag. Okay, next, after this, we are going to go into author. Okay, basically, let's say you want to insert the author of your website, you can put meta name name equals to author. Okay, so same thing, content. This one should be a double quote. Okay, and then you put content. Let's say this is my website. I want to put my name, Miss Shah. Okay, so close. Next, meta name. Okay, after you put in the author, let's go to the next one. Okay, this is viewport. Okay, what is a viewport? Basically, because we have different screen sizes. Okay, we have handphones, we have laptops, we have desktops. Okay, we have a smart board. Okay, all these are different screen sizes. So how are you going to make sure your website fits? Okay, all these different screen sizes is you're going to use a viewport. Okay, what is a viewport? Basically, is the screen size of your website. Sorry, of your screen, of your device. Okay, viewport means is the screen size of your device. Okay, and then you need to put in this code. Okay, width equals to device dash width initial scale of 1.0. So basically it sets the zoom level when the page is first loaded by the browser. Okay, just to make it flexible. Alright, yeah, so basically this helps to control on the page dimension and scaling lah. Okay, this is the purpose of viewport. So I'm just going to skip this. Basically you can try maybe on yourself, try type it out. Okay, I'm just going to skip this because it's a bit long. So as long as you understand the concept, that it's fine. Alright, okay, next, meta char set. Type of char set. So what is char set? Is basically a short form of character set. So basically, as you can see, humans, we have different type of languages, correct? We have English, we have Bahasa Melayu, PM. Okay, we have Mandarin, okay, and then we have other languages as well, Japanese, Korean. Okay, each of them has different character set. Okay, so let's say even in computer they have different character sets as well. So these character sets basically is just to tell that what type of character set you're going to use in your website. Okay, so this is the example of one of the character sets, UTF-8. So there are other character sets as well, like ACS, ASCII, ANSI, and so on and so forth. So what is the purpose of putting your character set or naming your character set? Basically, you want to tell the browser, okay, listen, my website contains this character set, so you need to display accordingly with this character set. Okay, else if let's say the browser don't support this character set, it will apply as very funny thing. You can see like something missing, like a zero, or other shapes will pop up because it's not supported. Okay, some character sets is not supported. So yeah, so this is basically it. Okay, on what is the purpose of char set. So if you want to code, you're going to put meta char set. Okay, this is a bit different, yeah. Char set UTF-8. Okay, and then you close. Okay, so these are among the different type of character sets. Okay, UTF. So other than that, you have ACI, ANSI, ISO. Okay. Next, okay, this one is basically you want to prevent the browser from translating. So I'm sure when you go to some websites, they'll pop up here, do you want to translate? Okay, so if you don't want that to happen to your website, you don't want Google to translate your website, you're going to put in meta name Google. Okay, what is your browser name? So for example, you always use Google, so you put Google. Or you use H, you put H. Okay, value or translate. Okay, so you're going to put in meta name, and then value equals to no translate. Okay, no translate. So I'm going to put here Google. Okay, no translate. Okay, so this is the action and this is the browser name. Okay, so this is all about meta that you need to know. Okay, so sometimes in exam they will basically ask a random meta. Okay, and then they ask you to fill in the blanks. Okay, so you need to understand, which is contains name and which contains name and content, and which contains char set, name and value, so on and so forth. Okay, so your work is to understand each and every of this meta name. Okay, what is it? What is the purpose? Okay, so as long you know that, that is fine already. And always remember, meta element always go within the head tag. Okay, and it doesn't go anywhere else within the head tag because it contains the information of the website. Okay, so I hope this enlightens you on this topic. So if you have any questions, you can come and see me.